Now, they don't particularly care to ride in carriers, so it'll take them a minute to settle down. Would you like to face me?
Yes.
Not speaking to me. Being intelligent myself, I'll start with the biggest one first before my arm wears out. Hey. Come on. Turn around. That's a good boy. Come on. You gonna come out? Both wings. All wings.
Oh, wow.
They look pretty.
Hold up your right. There you go. I knew you could do it. We're not going to go into what he's thinking. If I turned him around, would you know what he was? Yes, he is.
Red-tailed hawk.
He is a red-tailed hawk. We have no idea how old he is. He actually was at a rehab place, and she could no longer care for him, so he came to us. How long have you been with us now? 5 years or so? And once they turn adult, we really don't know how old they are, so don't ask. We can tell in red-tailed hawks when they're under a year old because they will be all brown. Their chest might have different colors. Their tails will be all brown. And so then they have often been mistaken for immature bald eagle, even a golden eagle. But they turn a year old and they start molting and those red tail feathers start coming in. Now we do have one up at the park that is now retired. And did you know birds retire?
No, I just saw it.
They fly south for the winter, Pat. I know.
It's a rough life they lead up there. Tara is retired. We retired him about 3 years ago because he quit working one day. And we took a closer look at him, and he was developing cataracts, and so we figured that he wasn't seeing as well as he used to, and therefore things, when he went out of his own territory, he did not like it. So he has been retired. Tell you how resilient they are. We just recently moved him from what we call the old mew to the new mew, and I was a little concerned about that because he'd been in that one spot for years. And I thought, if we move him over to the new place, is he going to adapt? Is he going to be able to work right? He's calmer over there than he was, so he has surprised me. He never leaves any food. He is doing fine. But this is Cheyenne, and as you can see, Cheyenne has a little droopy right wing, so that's why he is in captivity. He can fly some, but if you are a bird, unless you are 100% in health and you can fly high and fast and long, you don't really have a good chance out there in the wild. You kind of drop down the food chain, and you don't want to do that. So Cheyenne is being very spoiled by us. He has to work once, maybe twice a week. Big deal. I keep reminding him of that. But red-tailed hawks are found all throughout the United States. I don't think there's quite as many of them as there used to be. Audubon, all over the country, does Christmas bird counts every year. Right around Christmas, can you believe that? And it seems like in the past several years, they have dropped down in number as far as the number of red-tailed hawks that they see out there in the wild. Well, of course, that's all due to our habitat loss. You take away the trees. If anybody's a developer, I'm sorry, but clear cutting so you can build a house just does not go. No. But that's another soapbox. But nevertheless, what we're doing is taking away their habitat, taking away their nesting spots, and so without that, then we have fewer birds. But these guys are pretty cool. Now, in a few minutes, I'll let you see the comparison, but hawks are designed a little bit differently than our owls. See, the hawk has he doesn't like right, he's getting better. Right hand's bothering him, and I can't talk without it. They have kind of an oval head, and their eyes are on the side. Now, you'll see in a minute the difference between that and another bird. They usually, if they're sitting in a tree, they usually sit up fairly straight. You can see they have legs. You can see they have a neck. Their tails are usually fairly long. So remember all that for the next time. Now, all birds of prey do have a curved beak. And I think you can probably see that even here. I go down the middle, but sometimes he gets spooked and then he flies off. He's not going anywhere, but he's big. The curved beak is what I call their knife and fork. If they get something that's too big to swallow whole, which the hawks will usually do, not swallow whole, get something that's too big to do that, they can use that beak to tear it apart. They stand on it with a foot and tear it apart. Now, I know that sounds kind of gross if you think about it, but most of us who work with animals don't think about it. And yes, if they bite you, it hurts. Luckily, the hawks aren't really too bad about biting. Owls, well, that's a different story. But he's really a pretty good little bird. But of course, any of our birds of prey, it's the part that's sitting on the glove that is the important part. Those are very, very strong feet, very sharp talons. That is what you might call their killing machines. When they go after something, their kill is very swift. It's over and done with, and life goes on for somebody. Now, out in the wild, this bird has a whole variety of things that he might go after. Might be rats, mice, anything, any kind of rodent area. It might also be squirrels. Rabbits are one of the things that red-tailed hawks really like. Hawks are often neat in a way. They will take feathers and fur off of what they caught and throw them aside. We'll get back to our other little friends in a minute. But if you find a stack of feathers or a stack of fur somewhere, you might figure something's been by there. This bird has even though this is a rather thick glove, these are falconer gloves, and they are designed so that certain areas of it have several layers of leather. But if he really wanted to, he can puncture that leather. Luckily for me, he doesn't usually want to. Now we have another one. Well, she's proven it. She's been with us. I hate to think how long she's been with us. And when she first came in, imagine a bird that's like this, only a little bit bigger. Remind me, bigger. She came in, and I was told that she was out there in what we now call the old mute. And I went out and looked at her, and my first thought was, oh my gosh, what a big, beautiful bird. Wow. And she has a bad, I think her right wing is bad too. Not real bad, but bad enough that she can't be out in the wild. And well, after a couple weeks, I realized that she was just about a year old, right in there, because her tail was brown. There was a little red feather coming in. Well, she was so cute. She was so sweet. She had a cute little puppy dog face. She followed you. It's so fun. She still will most of the time. If you got something and you put it behind your back, she sits there and goes, what? And we thought, oh man, this is going to be a terrific program bird. She's going to be so neat. Well, that's what we thought. She molted. Tail feathers came in beautiful. She turned dark. Her new feathers were much darker than the other ones. And she lost the puppy dog look. Now when you go in to even talk to her, she has a look that says, "You want what?" She has been training us. We have put around his leg, you see these leather pieces, those are called bracelets.
Ooh.
Let me show it to you. Normally we put bracelets on a new bird, let them sit, let them get used to this, something around the leg. Most of them are pretty good about it. Mikasuki, red tail, she has been through at least 3, maybe 4 pairs of bracelets.
Oh, man.
She just bites them right through them, takes them off.
Wow.
And I've never worked with a bird that was quite like that. The couple times that I have caught her up and tried to get her to stand on the gloves, she balls up her feet and says, "I'm not standing. I'd rather hang upside down than stand." The one time she did grab a hold, I wish she hadn't.